On the 10th of September, Trump said the US is restarting trade talks with India. He also called Modi a very good friend, and said the two men would speak in the coming weeks, showing he wants to improve relations and possibly reduce trade tensions. Then in the same period, Trump pushes the EU to impose 100% tariffs on India and China because they keep buying Russian oil. India already faces 50% tariffs from the US, and now he wants Europe to match or even go higher. What this really means? In short, Trump's India is a good friend, is the carrot. And 100% tariffs is the stick. It's classic pressure tactics, praise in public, but threats in negotiations. It's about forcing India to align more closely with US strategy, while reminding it that friendship has limits when American interests are at stake. Once colonized by Britain, later close to the Soviet Union, and throughout the Cold War, America preferred Pakistan, so India always stayed cautious. India follows multi-alignment, keeping ties with all sides, US, Russia, China. And America's patient diplomacy was slowly pulling India closer. Take a look at the long history of building ties. Clinton's 2000 trip, that's what opened the doors with India. Bush saw India as the best counter to China. Signed the historic US-India nuclear deal, treating India like a major power. Obama made India central to his Asia pivot, backed India for a UN Security Council seat, boosted trade. Trump's first term strengthened India ties through the Quad and built close relations with PM Modi. Biden continued this, deepening defense and economic cooperation, even planning joint manufacturing, fighter jets, chips. Trump's sudden reversal in second term. He lumped India with countries like Syria and Myanmar, labeling it as a high-risk nation. At the same time, he spoke favorably about Pakistan, even talking about working together to search for oil there, though Pakistan doesn't really have much. He also met Pakistan's army chief in private, which raised eyebrows. On top of that, a Trump family-linked business had ties to Pakistan's crypto sector, making people suspect backroom deals. And finally, Trump insulted India's economy, calling it dead, even though India is actually one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and is on track to become the third largest economy soon. Then came the 50% tariffs. But India hasn't fired back with counter tariffs, or new taxes, or rules aimed directly at US companies. Why? Such steps would send a strong message, but also risk hurting India's investment climate. So instead, India focus on talks. Why wait? India doesn't want to scare off foreign investors, or damage its image as a growth market. And retaliation could hurt job creation and manufacturing plans under Make in India. But India has extreme retaliatory options. So how can India retaliate? Not by copying tariffs, that usually hurts smaller economies. Instead, India could make life uncomfortable for US companies. Retroactive tax changes, something India has done before, like in the Vodafone case, fresh regulatory hurdles, and longer approval delays, could frustrate American firms. Since every global brand wants access to India's 1.4 billion consumers, even small obstacles would hit hard. India could also cancel or freeze big-ticket defense and infrastructure deals with American firms. At the same time, it could expand oil and weapons ties with Russia, Iran, and even France, signaling Washington that India has other friends to turn to. Another card is the tech space. US giants like Google, Amazon, and Meta rely heavily on India's user base. With a population exceeding 1.46 billion, and approximately 806 million internet users, India offers a vast and rapidly expanding digital landscape. New data rules, tighter digital taxes, or restrictions on market access could easily pressure Washington without India firing a single tariff back. And geopolitically, India could go further, reducing US energy imports, deepening BRICS Plus cooperation, and openly strengthening defense links with Russia and Iran. Such moves would isolate Washington and remind the US that India isn't a country you can strong-arm. Now the question is, should India trust America again? No, India should not trust America again. Instead, India should make its economy more like China's. China built influence by controlling supply chains and becoming the world's factory. India, with its population and talent pool, can push itself into that role too. So even if America threatens tariffs, it hurts them as well because they need India's market and manpower. China doesn't let America dictate its foreign or trade policies. India too has taken independent decisions, whether it's buying oil from Russia, defense from France, or tech partnerships with Japan. And that's exactly why the US is more frustrated. So, what do you think? Should India really go for a Trump-Modi truce, or is it time to stop trusting America altogether? Comment below.